Good morning, everyone. Grand Rising. It is your leader of love. What has your past taught you that subconsciously has it hard for you to believe you can do greater in your future? I was having a conversation with someone one day, someone that I'm close with, and we were talking. And she said, Mary, and she said this to me, she said, Mary, what's from your past has you subconsciously really making it hard for you to go where you're meant to be? And she was like, I just really want you to think about that thing. And I was like, it's a good question. It's a good question. And it's a true question. It's a question that we really, should ask ourselves when we go down our journey, because a lot of times we begin to fear things that are a part of our path to whatever it is we're meant to be, do. And the fear comes usually at an older age, when you start going down a path later on, versus when you start doing it at a younger age. So which is why I'm so hard on every time Jeremiah's doing anything. If he says, Mommy, I'm scared, I immediately kind of just pull that back from him. Because while on one hand, I completely understand that, emotions happen, on the other hand, I don't want my son to be fearful of being successful in whatever it is God has called him to be because of fear. Because as a child, he begins to take on fear about what he can't do and what he can't be. And then as he gets older, subconsciously, it's there. It's there. And you don't recognize it because it's subconscious. So you don't even think to tap into it, to really stop and begin to stop and really analyze it and kind of break things down within yourself. So you don't recognize that it's there. So when the person said it to me, I kind of just sat at my desk and I was just like, And I said, say that again. And I wrote it down, and it's literally at my desk. That is at my desk, and a sticky note that says, I have a bunch of sticky notes at my desk, but there's that one, and there's one that says, I believe it's, how does it say? It says, don't think with your emotions. Don't let your emotions think for you. Something along those lines. And I look at it a lot because I myself am very emotional. So if my emotions are tied into something, I'll make emotional decisions very easily and very quickly. And the other day, God kind of showed me that, and it was like immediately, it was out of nowhere. It was kind of like, let it go. And no explanation, no conversation, no nothing. I just was like, okay, and I let it go. And I was just done. And, I kind of recognized that there's some things from my past that make it hard for me to go where I'm meant to be. So when she said it, and I took time to just really look at myself and just begin to say, okay, Mary, let's step and look at your past. And what I did was I kind of looked at, for example, I may question a certain area of my life, a certain spiritual area of my life. Not being called to preach or anything, nothing like that. For those who may think that's the direction everybody tries to go when they think spiritual, that's not the direction everybody tries to go. But anyways, there's a certain area of my life on the spiritual aspect that I always, be like, nah. And when she said what she said, and I began to break down the different areas of my life that I wrestle with to carry me into the future of what I'm meant to be, where I'm meant to go, that was one area that I looked at and I was like, oh, yeah, this happened in my past. And that's why I don't think I'm worthy or good enough. And not worthy from a standpoint of being humble with Christ, but from a standpoint of people looking at you like, you're not good enough. You're not this, you're not that. And so I didn't really tie that into this other thing. And so I'm saying all that to just say to you, take time and look and question, are there things from your past that have now subconsciously placed you in a struggle to where you're meant to go? I mean, it's so normal that you don't question it. You will even justify it sometimes by saying things such as, well, I just know that's just not meant for me to do. And that's kind of how you play it. But is it that it's not meant for you to do because it's something from your past that has you thinking you're not good enough to do it? And so you place the limits on yourself? Because sometimes, if we just be honest, most of the time, it's not that God has placed the limits on us. It's that we've placed the limits. And sometimes we place the limits because with something from our past makes us think we can't do this in our future. I was watching a video yesterday. So I'm not a fan of watching videos typically when people are crying. I don't usually watch those. If you do a live video and you are immediately crying, I'm usually not going to watch it. But something drew me to this video. I said, I'm going to watch it. And she was talking about her past. How there was a time when she didn't think she would be who she was today. She didn't think she was good enough. And that she wrestled with it for a very long time. And when she looked at where she was now, sometimes she would be amazed because she would look and be like, I didn't think I could be here. I didn't think I could get here. And and that thing kind of began to deal with me because that is kind of what I wrestle with. Where I'm at right now, this that I am becoming, I didn't think I could become this because of things that were said or done in my past. It's why I am so big on encouraging affirmations of love and things of that with our children while they're young. Because between the world and just their family, maybe sometimes even you, we begin to speak things to them that create this mindset, these thought processes that make them wrestle when they get older with being the great things that they can be. Look at yourself and ask yourself, is there something from your past that has you subconsciously struggling with where you're meant to go? And so you wrestle with it. If there is, and you're like, oh, I don't know, then the next time you have a negative thought of going to the future that you want, write that negative thought down. And then begin to search your past to see if there's something from your past that ties into why that's so difficult. If you do that, it makes it easier to kind of begin to identify when those things arise and remove them or bring your mind back in because you recognize it. This is your Leader of Love. I have talked so long today. This is probably the longest video I've ever posted. Visit me on my Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube page at Leader of Love, LUHV. Y'all, if you're not doing anything tomorrow, I'm going to post where I'll be at tomorrow speaking. Please come out and just support. I would love to see you. If I've never met you, don't know you, I would love to meet you. It'll be in Portsmouth. It is at 6:30, starts at 7 to 9. Again, remember, in everything that you do and everyone that you encounter, lead with love. Love matters.